Hi, everybody. I am Cassie Clancy with Reline Solutions, and it is June 4th. It's Trenchless Tuesday. And today I got the privilege of hosting a Reline Live with Michael Rothenberg, who is a pipe reline specialist with my company based out of Denver, as well as Steve Burke, who's the director of operations for CPM Pipelines. We were able to discuss our first BulletLiner install in Washington State. There's been many other installs around the country, but that's the first one that we were involved in directly here in the Northwest, in the territory that I work in. And so I'm going to show you guys a few great clips from our 30-minute action-packed Reline Live. We had so many questions. We kept Steve very busy answering questions and getting to highlight a lot of cool things about this project.
Kind of hitting on the considerations, anytime we're doing any type of pipeline replacement or rehabilitation project, there's a number of considerations we want to keep in mind. And this one had a number of very unique considerations. We were really close to a waterway that is just, I think this photo is taken probably over the waterway. So we had a waterway that we were really close to. We also had two major intersections. There was a highway on-off ramp that we were pretty much starting and ending at. So we had some heavy traffic areas that we had to kind of operate around and throughout. And then we also had some railways that was right there as well. So, when we're talking about how we're going to replace this line, traffic control and time that this is going to be down is definitely something that we want to kind of focus on and talk about. Typical to the job, things change while we're out there. So we actually showed up on this job. The pits were already dug. The pipe was already exposed. And we arrived ready to start camera cleaning and start the Reline project. This pit here, though, was in the lane. And with the amount of area that we had to dig out, it made it really difficult to plate this overnight. And we had one night, we came in late in the afternoon to start the project. We stayed overnight one night and came back the next morning to finish the project. So we needed to be able to protect this overnight. So what we did is we actually ended up having to backfill the left-hand side of this box where those guys are standing there to allow shoring plates to be able to put on there.
And from beginning to end with the pipe cleaning, which wasn't really necessary because this pipe had never been put into service. What was our timeline, basically, like our full timeline?
There were a lot of things that were done already. There wasn't cleaning. Cleaning can add a lot of time, and this one didn't need the cleaning. So with that being said, timed everything, we had 9.5 hours worth of work. The winch pulls, we typically pull between 25 and 35 feet per minute. On straighter shots, we pull even faster. I think this one we pulled at 35 feet a minute, and it took us like 36 minutes to pull this liner in.
About what happens if the existing pipe has infiltration. You want to touch on that?
Yeah, so that's a really good question because it depends on the amount and where it is. So the thing we got to do here is we got to put the fittings on. So there's a little bit that has to be done. We typically trim the liner back to pretty much flush with the fitting. And the fitting's a two-part fitting. There's an outer flange tube that's already on the pipe that we pull the liner through. And there's another piece, the inner flange tube, inner pushing tube that we're actually going to install. We're going to trim the liner back, open it up, and install that inside of it.
With it being a class 3 system, structurally, is there a way to provide a class 4 structural? And Michael, maybe you can elaborate on that question that you received from a potential customer.
Yeah, so I just got that question actually a few weeks ago from somebody in Utah. I'll leave the elaborating for Steve if I don't answer it fully, but I was told that we could, it's on rare occasions where this would be necessary, but we can install a very thin CIPP structural solution so we can meet the class 4 rating there. And then we could pull the close fit BulletLiner system through that CIPP. So we beat both the class 4 as far as structural goes and for the pressure rating.
There's no one solution that's a solution for everything. And I think that anybody that'll say that it is a solution for everything, I don't think they realistically know what they're talking about. But there's a great combination of solutions that can be solutions for a lot of things. And Michael, you brought up a great point there.
Was there any pipe material where this liner cannot be used?
Not that I haven't ever come across something where I come with a material and they say, no, we can't do that. I would say it's sizing, right?
What is the difference between BulletLiner compared to other FFRP that's out there?
So the biggest difference between BulletLiner and other FFRP systems on the market today is going to be tight fit versus closed, or tight fit versus loose fit liner. BulletLiner's designed to be pushing tight up against the inside of that hose pipe. We're trying to mitigate the highest amount of annular space.
And really across all trenchless technologies for any application, there's never been annular space really recommended for any solution ever. It's been either you grout it or you have a tight fit system. So just because of all the damage that can be done if you continue to allow infiltration through that hose pipe. So what if there are service taps on the line?
So if somebody on this call finds out a way to tap my liner, you'll become a millionaire. Right now, we don't have a way to tap the liner. So this is more for your transition, or sorry, yeah, your transmission or your force mains. I have